Ah. I got stuck watching the Instagram live feed, realizing this. Then I remember, oh wait, this is a few seconds behind. I think I might
have
be
work to
coming
do.
closer to the end.
Hey, howdy, hey, out there in digital nomad land. It's Judge Methodist, and we are going full in. Yes, I know some of you know about episode 108 and how we can barely get the thing recorded. We got through it, and here we are on episode 109, not just putting it out there, but putting it out there to you live. What could possibly go wrong? You tell me, Big Sexy, what could possibly go wrong?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you hear your ear holes, I hope that it is good, and don't ask that fucking question because I don't want to know what could go wrong, because inevitably this shit will show us. Oh, you think this is great here? How about you deal with this? Welcome, listeners. I am back at Acacao in Playa del Carmen because they have a really strong Wi-Fi connection. It's interesting, when I was walking out of the apartment to come here, our landlord was coming in because she's gonna. We asked about adjusting the internet to make it stronger.
Yeah.
And she has to come by, I guess, to check the box and or get the information or whatever, so she can go back to the company and see if we can upgrade the internet and how much it'll cost and all
This
that.
is at the apartment / Airbnb.
No. We're no longer slashing Airbnb. This is at the apartment.
Right.
We are long-term leased in this apartment till June. Yeah, so we're here. So it's our place. While we're here in Playa del Carmen, right?
Well, I meant those two words interchangeably.
But it's not.
They're not.
Right.
Right.
It's not. Yeah. Right. We're off the Airbnb market. Right. Yeah. Because Airbnb, is short term. You pay weekly or whatever. This is an apartment. You pay each month. You got a really good price for it. Really love the space, and it's where we're going to be until June. And there is an air of comfort when you know where you're going to be for a long amount of time.
Of course, yeah. But for anybody out there, I'm just going to use this opportunity to plug this. Anybody out there who's looking for a week-long, better, and I mean magically better than Airbnb type of experience, let's say April 13th-ish through the 20th, come join me on the Elkton Magic Cruise. Some might call it a vacation, but there are also people who are out there just living straight up on cruise ships. So you decide what you're going to do. Our same friends that probably will be able to link you up if you want to go on the Big Sexy Nilla's 50th birthday cruise in March. That's Chris and Lisa. Is it at the bottom of this thing? Yeah. Go with lisa.com/group/Elkton Magic if you want to join me on the cruise I'm doing in April. Just take the /group/Elkton Magic off if you want to inquire with them about jumping on that cruise with Big Sexy and Nilla. I am. My calendar is what it is.
So our cruise is March 22nd. If you want to get on the cruise with me and my lovely wife celebrating her 50th, we are leaving out of Port Canaveral in Florida on March 23rd. That's a Sunday, and we're doing an 8-day Eastern Caribbean and St. Thomas cruise on Princess Line. I sent an email over to our good friend Chris Lowry at gowithlisa.com to talk about they can set up either package deals or handle the booking for anybody who wants to book that cruise as well. Once we have anything determined and locked in, of course, I will send that information out, especially to our Patreons, so that you can have that kind of information, so you can join us if you want to join me. And if you're really into it, maybe you should do both.
I'm going to try to do both. I don't think that my schedule is going to allow it.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it is
also going to try to do both. Your schedule may not allow it. I don't think my bank account will allow it, but
yeah.
I'm definitely going to try to do both. And of course, there is a Patreon tier that would really help me do both. So if you're interested in supporting that endeavor, feel free to swing on over to bullwiththebutthole.com, join our Patreon, and sign up for that tier. And then when you sign up for that tier, when we get that, I'll apply that directly to traveling to go to the cruise.
Yeah.
And then we will make sure that we, of course, record on any cruises that we're on together. A lot of bonus content. So if you're a Patreon member, you definitely want to stay tuned for that, because we will definitely do all those things on one of these cruises.
And for me, my biggest impediment to doing both is time. So if you have some way to legitimately have me time travel / be more than one place at once, hook a brother up. Let's get this thing going. I am noticing a little freeze on Big Sexy's end there. Like I jinxed this shit.
I
back now?
Yeah, I should be back. And did you hear the sound effect? It's interesting. I am not frozen on my end, and you're not frozen on my end.
Are you're good? I think you're good. I'm good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think we're good. See, you jinxed it.
I did. No editing here since we're live. It is what it is. Welcome to the jungle.
That's right. Yeah, so how are things going? What's happening with you?
Man, I'm busy as all can be. I'm getting stuff jammed up on my calendar. It's great, and it's a little bit hectic. And 2025 is going to be a big deal on a number of ways.
Agreed. There's a lot happening in 2025, and I'm really excited about it. On top of going on another cruise, which is, I love cruising. That's why our sponsor is cruisehabit.com. We love them. We thank them very much for being a sponsor.
cruisehabit.com/BSDN.
I'm looking forward to utilizing all of our cruise connections to make that magic happen. Really excited about it. You got a cruise coming up in December, another one in April. So a lot of happening.
And I want to talk about, because maybe some folks out there listening can help connect me with some of the right people here. This cruise that I'm doing, this Elkton Magic cruise with the performers, I want to explain how this is set up so that if you have a favorite travel agent, someone that does, especially if there's, or if you just know somebody, maybe they're not your favorite, but you see them out there promoting and booking group cruises, I would love to connect with them. And here's why. We have up to 3 entertainers that are going to be doing shows on this Elkton Magic cruise in April, none of which, not one, has been hired by the cruise line. We have worked out a deal in conjunction with Elkton Magic and Chris and Lisa, who are the travel agents. They've got a new travel advisor, I think is the new terminology. Somebody who does that. So they've put together this group cruise. They've done all the back channel work to get the approval through the line for us to have the event space, assuming, of course, we sell enough cabins, and the green light to do the shows in those event spaces. We won't have a schedule until we put the number of cabins that we need to book. But what I'm looking for, what I would love to connect with because of my schedule, are other travel advisors who do group cruises and want to elevate those group cruises. And when I say elevate those group cruises, I mean hire me to do a show or multiple shows for that group. I'm not going to get into the particulars of it, but ultimately, the more cabins that these folks book on a cruise ship for a group cruise, they get credits for other free cabins, which means once they hit a certain number, and that number varies based on the cruise line, the ability for them to put me in a cabin is included in their deal.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
You should, on your website, include the words group cruise magician.
Okay.
And group cruise hypnotist.
Yeah.
Right. So that if anybody's searching for it, you pop up in their list, and then you can, you'll have those kind of connections as well. I don't know if you got a LinkedIn for Judgmentalists, or any of those alienables, any of those other things. Start throwing group cruise blankety blank in your sites.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it'd be funny if you put in group cruise blankety blank. I'm looking for a group cruise blankety blank.
Yes.
Oh, there's only one.
I should do that. I mean, especially because I've got a blog set up on judgmentalist.com that makes it very easy for me to put content out without having to go through my web designer. So there's no delays. I like to get shit done right away. If I've got an idea, I need to put it in motion or it's not going to get done. Or it's going to rattle around the zeitgeist forever, which I don't want to happen. I'm an action guy.
Speaking of action, a lot of things happening on our end as well. The package you sent,
yes,
is being delivered today.
Excellent.
Took care of customs. Supposed to get. Also, when I walked out of my apartment, there was a car that had Amazon packages, so I got really excited. I'm like, oh man, maybe I can go with the new mic and get everything set up and all this other stuff. But it wasn't for me. It was for a different building across the street. So hopefully the new person will be coming later tonight. So I'll have that. On Monday, I'm meeting with Ave, who does photography, also is a web designer. And so Big Sexy Digital Nomad we'll have a web page set up and built and all that kind of stuff as well, like fleshed out hopefully soon, as a part of Who is Big Sexy Entertainment, which is my main page, right? Who is Big Sexy Entertainment is my main page, and then Big Sexy Digital Nomad will be underneath that. I've been currently like writing the maps out and the web design and all this other kind of stuff. So I'm really hopeful. Of course, it'll have a link to our store. If you go to our store over at whereisbigsexy.com, you can find all of our artwork and our merch stuff. I just uploaded the initials on our store. Well, I'm in the process of doing that now to get those up and on the website. It's very funny. Also tonight, I'm going to Toastmasters. I signed up for Toastmasters to improve my speaking and my speeches. I want to start getting hired to do speeches and speaking on improv, also on digital nomading, also on podcasting. Like I have all these areas of expertise. Look at me say I'm an expert podcaster. And you can get paid to speak about that kind of stuff. So I'm looking in order to get paid to do that kind of stuff as well. So we've got a lot of stuff in the works, as it were, and to keep that going.
That's awesome. I love it. And it's funny because sometimes I got my notifications are blowing up because I posted something silly on Reddit, and it's you probably don't do as much because you're international, so you probably don't get normal texts and you do most of your stuff through WhatsApp. But
because I'm in Mexico, let me back up. I started using WhatsApp, of course, because I was going to Europe, and so almost everything was in Europe. Now that I'm back in Mexico, I get free text messages. I got free text messages in Europe, but because I geared everything towards WhatsApp, a lot of people who normally message me through regular text now message me through WhatsApp.
Right.
So I kind of shift. But being in Mexico, I get free texts and calls on my regular plan. Like it's included. Mexico and Canada are included. But I'm so using WhatsApp now that I forget. So if I'm out and about and I don't have internet connection right away and my phone's messing up and being weird, I remind myself, oh, just switch over to your messaging. You'll be just fine. And I usually am.
So when is the last time that you received one of those text message scams that starts like, hey, John, this is Anna, or something along those lines?
Yesterday.
I
got one. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up right now. I don't think I deleted it yet. I got one. It just says, how's it going?
Which is step one. Something like that.
Which is step one. Yeah.
So
I got another one that said, how have you been recently?
Oh, so you get a lot of these.
Those are mine. Those pop up every few days or so. I'll get a message from a random number that just says, hey, how's it going? Oh man, I forgot to send you the thing. Hey, it's Anna. I was happy to meet you last night or whatever.
Yeah. So I have seen these. I have heard about these. There is a feed on Reddit called Scam Bait where people start messing with them just for no other reason than to waste their time. Because if you're wasting their time, that is less time that they have to scam somebody that they might actually do. And last night, 8:35 p.m., hey, Andrew, I am Jane. And I don't know, maybe there's an improv brain in me that just immediately it clicks into my head. It's finally time. It's finally here. It's time to go with it, right? And and then sends the picture and all of this stuff. I'll actually give you the link to put in the notes if anybody wants to follow this. The entire screenshot of every text message, even with the scammer jumping to a different phone number in the middle of this thing, is all detailed in there. The moment that she starts this off, and I say she because the photo that was sent was a she.
Okay, it's not, but yeah.
Who knows?
And they said they were Jane.
I'm like, I'm leaning into this. I am Andrew. And then the path in my brain goes, I'm not just any Andrew. I'm Andrew Carnegie. Okay, the guy from Carnegie Steel who died in 1919. But I'm tailoring this story in my responses that in my head, I am Andrew Carnegie. I secretly did not die in 1919. I still am alive today. Now, my wife, Lillian, did die in 1919. And I get into that. Wow. I send a picture of Lillian. And, and literally within the text chain, I'm like, because of course the person's asking if I'm single. And I'm like, I guess technically since Lillian left me in apostrophe 19, I want the scammer to think that my wife died 5 years ago, not 105 years ago.
5 years ago, right.
And I literally, and I love doing this where it's like, I know what you're going to ask me for, and I'm going to get there first. And it's like, I'd really love to visit you. I'm like, well, are you familiar with the railway? If you give me your personal information, I can get you a pass to travel the railway whenever you want, wherever you want, at no cost. I just need your full name, your current location, and your social security number. Do you trust me? Share your location with me right now. So there's going to be a link somewhere that you can watch this entire thing, because then it gets to the point, because of course, and I knowing, and I think part of what triggered me in my mind to become Andrew Carnegie in this moment was that I know that as they start to talk to you, the next move is to get you off of whatever messaging platform that you're currently on and onto this sketchy ass software called Telegram. So knowing full well that at some point in time in the future, I was going to be asked about, do you use Telegram? I must have thought in my mind, give me some
Telegram.
Listed in the age of Telegram. So I haven't used Telegram in nearly a century. These words are all within the text. It's all screenshot on there. And then as this person continues to get frustrated with me dodging around there, then I had an emergency. I had to deal with this emergency of a toilet exploding. Of course, I sent a photo of a toilet that was just, you gotta see it. And of course, they're still hammering. And it gets to the point where I'm just like, you're just like everybody else. You only care about my money and my eggplant. And, you know,
Right.
you put the emoji in there.
And no, you said those words. Yeah, you don't care about my money and my eggplant.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like everybody else. I can't believe you. And I'm getting into this fight with this person, and I'm like, look, I need to deal with this shitty situation. I've got shit and water. I'm up to my knickers in shit and water right now. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I waited so long to be able to do this.
What you want to do is, of course, while you're in that moment, and listen to if you decide to do this and play somebody from 100 years ago, so you can use the apostrophe, the year that it is, or the year that you want it to be. Google terminology from that era, and then pepper that throughout your messaging. It is such a wonderful and happy place to play. Yeah, I haven't had the time or energy to fool around with these folks. I usually will offer, like, if they say, you know, hey, how you doing? I answer, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, have you know, where are you located? On Earth. You know, what about you? Where are you located? And then I start, and then if I decide that's fun, you start flipping the questions. You start asking all the questions because you already know what all the questions are going to be.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Have you eaten today? Hey, Queen, have you eaten today? Oh, pleasure to meet you. Oh, yeah, I remember you. You were that girl that pinched my booty when we were in the nightclub. I was hoping you'd message me.
Anytime I see these, I love the people who lean into this. And trust me, don't just go to the link that I am posting here to see mine. If you are on Reddit, join the sub, because every day there's just a list and lists and lists and just endless screenshots. I mean, you want some toilet sitting humor, this is the thread for you. Like,
I can't wait to check it out.
I love the people who lean into it and are like, we do know each other. You didn't dial a wrong number. Remember this, remember that. And they just totally just put these people in a mental blender.
Oops, I dialed the wrong number. No, you didn't. You got me directly. I remember you. Oh, really? You don't remember me? How come you don't remember me? I mean, we kissed. How can you not remember us kissing? Yeah. You put your tongue in my mouth. You don't remember that? How dare you? I don't just French kiss anybody in a random nightclub on a Thursday night. Yeah, I was willing to let you put your finger in my butt in the bathroom. You thought that was going too far, too fast. But I'm glad you called. How can I help you?
Yeah. I know you like to take it slow. What are you doing tonight?
You want to take it slow? Let's take it slow. Fine. You want to take it slow? Let's take it slow. How about you just use the tip of your pinky? Yeah. Are you into sounding? I'm into sounding. Please tell me you have something with a flared bass.
Yes.
That is important when you're sounding. Yeah. When I have the time and energy, it's a lot of fun to go down those rabbit holes and have those discussions. I'll tell you what, it's been tough. I do have some family members who have needed financial assistance, and like, oh God, I really wish I could help you. You know, but I'll tell you what I've learned in my almost 2 years, over 2 years. Well, we left April 22nd, 2023. So a year and a half of doing this. Traveling's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we make it by the skin of our teeth and the help of loved ones, you know, but I'm really happy that we're doing it. We're saving money here in Mexico, so that's being very helpful. We're starting to dig ourselves out of some holes, which is always nice to do. But man, what I need to do is get these scammers to send me money.
So there you'll find, if you sort through this thread, some people who have done that because they're trying to get, a lot of times what this is, most of these are a set up for what do they call it? Pig blood or something like that, where basically they try to
Pig butchering.
Pig butchering or whatever it is,
Pig butchering.
where they try to build this rapport with you, and then eventually they start to show you all of the money that they're making investing in cryptocurrency, hoping that you'll be interested in doing it too, and then you transfer them money and they're going to invest it for you, because they start spouting off all this overly complicated stuff that isn't real, so you're not going to understand it, and it's so much easier. You know what? Just let me do it. You just send me your money and you do it. So there are some threads where you'll see where the baiter, the person on our side, has convinced the person to send them some crypto that will allow them to pay the transfer fees to send crypto back or something like that.
Right.
And then, of course, they don't do it. You just get the crypto, like a tenth of an ether or whatever.
Right.
So there's some fun stuff like that too out there.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look forward to checking out the hilarity that is scamming scammers. That is always fun. It's always interesting. My wife loves watching the catfish YouTube series, and I was involved in a romance scam series.
I'm just reading one of these comments here right now. Oh God, man, what did you eat? Referencing the photo that I put here of this absolutely demolished bathroom. I mean, it's the worst. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've played the game Fallout, any of the video games Fallout, it doesn't matter which edition of it, just one that you can go into a bathroom. Basically, this looks like a real life picture of a Fallout bathroom.
Fallout toilet.
It's just all wretched, and the walls are disgusting. The only thing missing is somebody spray painting "fuck you" on the wall.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big butcher. That's
I get a lot of inundated with the romance scam stuff, because my wife watches those videos or whatever. And I was thinking, like, you see these people in the video talking about they sent this much money to the scammer, and it's like you say you watched every episode of this show that you're on, and now you're caught in this romance scam. Like, you did not watch every episode, because you would understand your red flags are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing different in those red flags than your own red flags. People, I thought I was smarter than this. Well, you're not. So instead of engaging in people online, like I try to never send people money on that I have not physically met in person.
Look, even when I know the people, you want to know what my level of paranoia is when it comes to digital transfers of money and things of that nature. If you were to approach me and say, hey, I need X for whatever, right? Okay, sounds good. I'm going to send it to you via Venmo or Zelle or whatever we're both using.
Right.
I am going to send you, and I'm going to tell you this ahead of time so that you don't think that I'm burning you on what I said I was going to send you. I'm going to send you $1 first. And then I want you to confirm to me in whatever way that we're actually communicating that first dollar went through. Before I send you real money, I'm sending you $1, and I do it all the time.
It's the best way to do it.
And that way I know that I haven't mistyped your phone number or your email address or whatever the hell is linked to that account. I know that I'm sending money to you. Does it cost me $1 more every time I do the first transaction? Yeah, but who cares? Worth it.
It's
worth it for me to know that what I have decided is worthy of me sending you for whatever reason, whether I'm loaning you money, whether I'm buying something from you, whether I owe you money, or like with the NFL stuff that I'm doing, I'm sending an agent a guy that is, my share of the money that I owe for that player. Whatever it is, $1 goes first. Boom, done. Right. And now you have confirmed I received it. We are good to go.
My peace of mind is worth $1.
Yeah.
100%. Switching gears, yours truly has been invited to sing. By the time you're hearing this episode, I sang at a restaurant here in Playa.
Oh, nice.
I met up with a guy named Gran, and he has a singer, a girl named Celine, who's from France. Graham from the UK. They started a little tiny band or whatever, but Graham found out that I can sing and I do all this other stuff, so he invited me over to jam a little bit with him. Turns out we sound pretty good together, so we're gonna do a little show this Sunday.
I love
as
it.
of this recording. So I'll definitely get that recorded, and I'll put that up as a paid thing for the Patreon.
Cool.
So definitely be sure to go over to growwiththebutthole.com. And become a paid subscriber so you get to see yours truly singing. I submitted the audition for Hamilton.
Excellent. It's all that. Good.
On Monday. I think I submitted before we recorded. I think I talked about it last episode, or that I was submitting recently.
Yes.
The problem with us having so many issues with 108 is it put us into recording really quickly.
Yeah.
So even though normally we have like a week of stuff to discuss, we don't. We have like 3 days of stuff to discuss. The good news is here in Playa, a lot of shit happens in 3 days. You know, how's the weather been up there in Maryland?
It's finally gotten cold.
Okay.
So we've had some temperatures in the 50s. I know your favorite. I'm not a fan of it either. Yeah. Speaking of recordings and the Patreon, I am into private party season.
Okay.
And while I have a lot of other stuff going on, so I don't have a ton of private parties, basically to the end of the year, almost all of the hypnosis I'm going to be doing for the rest of 2024 is going to be in a private party setting. Most of it, not all of it.
Oh, cool.
So when I do private parties, I generally do not sell the hypnosis videos on the Patreon that I have for Between Two Minds for everybody to buy. Normally
Right.
part of, and I have one coming up next weekend, that part of the package deal that I make in my price to come to the party is that I'm going to just, at no extra charge, video and provide it to, you know, the booker to distribute however they want to distribute it.
Right.
So I'll have the video, and since I'm not going to be selling it a la carte like I do with any of my public shows, it's going to go up on the paid Patreon as well. So if you're interested in seeing something that's going to be, it's going to be a little different, mainly because it's a house party. I've had a conversation with, but don't know what the room actually looks like. And it's only going to be like somewhere between 12 and 20 people. But they had a hypnotist at a party like 6 or 8 years ago. So there's people there that have already seen hypnosis or into it, are down with it. So it's going to be a good show. I know damn well it's going to be a great group of people. So yeah, definitely get yourself over to bullwiththebutthole.com. It's going to end up there for you guys.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. So we got definitely sign on the Patreon. We got a lot of new things happening, a lot of new shows. Not new shows, but a lot of updated paid member content coming your way. I did last night was a Wine Wednesday event at Four Elementos, and I actually did the tour of the four elements. They have like these little areas set up where the air, fire, water, and earth, those four elements. And you went through, and each one has a little project you can do. So I did a video of me doing those little projects.
Okay.
Right. For earth, you plant a seed. For fire, you write down something you want to let go of, and you burn the piece of paper. For air, there's a bunch of ribbons, and you write down something you love or something you are appreciative of, and you tie this ribbon to this tree or whatever. And then for water, there's a well. You toss in a coin. You take the water from the well and you splash it on the nearby plants, and that is to grow. And whatever you wish for in abundance, you can manifest in that. So I took a video of me doing that. So I'm going to edit that video down, and it might be my first venture into narrating, doing a vocal narration over the video. If I have the time, I haven't never done that yet. It seems very time intensive and consuming, but we'll see. I want to give it a shot and see how it works out. So, be on the lookout for that coming to you as well.
That sounds exciting.
It is storming here in Playa del Carmen. We're having another thunderstorm right now while we speak. All of a sudden, I'm like, why did it get louder? Because it is currently storming outside. It's been storming. It's been raining all day long. This is the first time it's like rained all day, like the entire day. It's been overcast the entire day. So we're like in the middle of a storm right now, which made me want to look to see if there's another hurricane passing through, because I'm pretty sure we're in a tropical storm situation right now. Yeah, I looked at I downloaded the Windy app, which kind of shows the weather, and yeah, we got some heavy precipitation here in Playa del Carmen. Technically, it's still green, but it's very, very wet. It reminds me of an ex-girlfriend. But I do love it because I'm inside and I'll be in here for a while until it slows down. And also, my apartment is really close to here. Yeah, right? Like we're just on the other block, so I don't have to travel far in order to get back home. But today's gonna be a busy day. I got rehearsal for Sunday's gig.
Nice.
Toastmasters tonight. Like I said, I'm gonna do Toastmasters. It's interesting. I can hear remember a long time ago in the beginning of the podcast, I talked about getting rid of ums and uhs and all those sounds we make when we're thinking. And then I haven't really thought about it until I got back to Toastmasters again. I mean, technically I do, when I edit the podcast, I do cut a lot of those out if it gets to be excessive as I'm listening, or we have a long break, like if there's a long pause, and then we fill that space with yeah. So, like I can see that when I'm editing, so I cut those out. So listeners,
you're gonna remember that was part of the narrative.
I'm not gonna cut shit out on this one. I'm not gonna cut any of that out.
There we go. Yeah.
When I do it on purpose, I have to leave them all in.
That's honestly, that's the kind of thing where like there are AI programs that'll allegedly do that for you, but if you have that as part of the narrative because you're talking about the thing, the AI is going to gut that whole section.
It'll get it. Yeah, completely and totally. Also, like we have the AI system that I can use will remove space in the empty airspace. When we're discussing, you can tell it how many seconds you want it to look for.
Yeah.
And you say, remove, like if it's 1.5 seconds or more, remove it. But sometimes we do dramatic pauses, right, for discussion or whatever we're talking about. And so it's like, no, I can't, because AI will go in and I won't know where it did it.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's supposed to be a dramatic pause there, and to put that back in. So I say, no, I'll go in. That's why I don't mind using iMovie, because I can, visually see it. I suppose whatever editing tool I decide to use, once we upgrade to a different editing tool, I can go in and see where the gap in sound is and get rid of it. Of course, like right now, I'm using hold on a second. I'm doing all this talking. We really should do this. Where is it? I gotta readjust this damn board. I'm looking for the one that says making sausage.
Oh, there we go. I thought you were looking at Instagram comments for a moment there.
Do we have any?
I don't have access to see the Instagram.
My friend Kimberly joined. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Kimmy. Pleasure to see you. A good friend of mine from Vegas.
Excellent.
A dear friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. So hello to you. Thank you for tuning in. I really Happy to see your face. It makes me very happy. We need to chat. We need to talk about lots to talk about. But as I was saying, I was talking about editing. But what about editing was I talking about? See, this is why I don't get chat messages or whatever, because I get my ADD kicks in or ADHD kicks in. I forget the fuck I was talking about. But sound and editing and AI and doing other stuff, I had to go in and adjust the sound and adjust the quality. And I think I'm the only one who listens to, out of the two of us, I listen to our episodes. Have you listened to any of our past episodes?
It might be the only person that listens to them ever, but
the good news is I know that's not true.
Right.
According to Spotify, that's not accurate. I think that I'm the only person listening to it, but Spotify tells me that there are other people who are also listening to it as well.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I see people popping in and out of the live, so I know they're at least scrolling through their feed as well, not just listening to the recordings. Yeah, how many ADHD kits does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
Do you think that we'll have time to record?
I miss how many blankety blank did it take to screw in a light bulb jokes. I found out my improv skill. I'm not a joke. I'm tough on joke telling. Joke telling is an area that is tough for me. Like coming up with punchlines with setups like that or whatever. It's like my brain goes, yeah. How many magicians does it take to screw in a light bulb? I gotta say something about a trick here. Oh, what? Yeah. And what I need to do more research on many different things. Which, speaking of improv, yours truly is now running the improv here in Playa del Carmen.
Oh, fantastic.
Like they are looking to me as a leader and running and actually teaching folks about improv. Before, they were just getting together to play games. That's what they were doing. And people bring whatever improv games they want to play. And they had me host it last week. And they were very much, and I'm a teacher. It's what I do. So I was very much like, here we're going to play this game, and here's why we're playing this game, and here's what that game showcases, and here's what it shows, and here's the lesson you can draw from making, doing this. And later afterwards, the guy, Graham, actually, who I'm singing with on Sunday, very much, that was amazing. Like, you really dive into the culture of improv and the reason for it. Yeah, we want you to run the improv. I'm all, cool. Not a problem. I'm happy to turn PDC Improv into, another branch of the big, sexy improv experience.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really thankful that they trust me and allow me to do what I love to do. I'm really loving Playa del Carmen, amigo.
Where, what kind of space is this operating in?
We're on a rooftop of a hotel.
Really?
Yeah, a rooftop with a pool, and they have a little deck area. And I teach improv. And to answer your question, 100%, you can set up a few chairs and have a little hypnotist show on top of it. There's a lot of spaces here that I've been looking at to go, okay, the show can work here. The show can work here. Let me see if I can meet the people who are running this space, talk to them, and see what that booking looks like. I'm on it.
Yeah, because what I'd like to do is not only just set something up like that, but we had talked about tracking down some of the resorts in the area and pitching me being brought down to do shows for a resort from time to time.
Right.
It would be like the full scale do this is to put on one of these shows that's largely for funsies. Like if I break even financially coming down and back, I'm happy with that.
Right.
But as part of it, invite and comp the entertainment bookers to as many of these resorts in the area as possible. Come see this. Sure, it's on a rooftop of a hotel beside a swimming pool. So it is what it is tonight. But imagine what this is going to look like with the full production of the theater that you have in your resort. Let's talk.
Right. On Monday, I'm meeting with a guy who does events and is setting up an event booking situation. I'm meeting with them Monday. His name's Caleb. Shout out to Caleb. And part of my discussion with him, of course, will be I know, of course, I'm asking like, oh, you need an MC, you need a speaker. I'd be happy to talk about whatever, but I also be like, you need entertainment. Because I happen to know a guy.
Well, you're also you can still also do your DJ stuff. I actually made a connection this past week or earlier this week with an entertainment company who what they do. Let me find their card so I can tell you exactly what their business card currently says. Where on the back of it, it's in here somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I pulled it out because I sent them an email. But it basically they've got. Oh, here it is. You know, on the back of this, it's called Harlow Events. They're in Maryland. So if you're looking for somebody and things for an event in Maryland, hit them up. But on the back of it, the card has, you know, little images on here that have these things that say DJ, MC, mirror booth, 360 booth, selfie station. Some of these things are equipment that they've invested in that you rent at your party for the day. And then, of course, it says weddings, corporate events, birthdays, social events, product launches. I'm like, how cool would it be to also be able to put a hypnotist on this card?
Right.
And then you operate, you change nothing about your business other than you and I have enough of a sit down so that you understand what I can and cannot do for somebody. I am now on your roster as an option. Non-exclusive. You know, I reserve the right to have this conversation with 85 other event planners if I feel the need to.
Right, of course. Yeah.
And this is the range of pricing that I'm willing to work for, depending on different venues and different setups. And I'll give you, 15, 20% of the fee. You just come to me with an opportunity. You have me on there. You have enough to talk about it. When somebody's interested, say, hey, I've got somebody that's doing this type of event on the 14th. Their budget is this. Are you available? Are you interested? They get the money. They pay me 80% of it. Everybody, they don't even have to show up at the damn event. I show up. I get the instructions. I'm there early. I get the lay of the land. I do everything I need to do for them. We have a kick-ass show. Boom, done. So,
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the card you're showing is what I was working towards in Vegas with Who is Big Sexy Entertainment. Right? DJ, wedding officiant, improviser. I have connections to stand-up comedians. I have connections to, a karaoke host. I now have connection to a hypnotist. Right? And so I'm going to talk on Monday to Ave about the website. Again, reintroducing Who is Big Sexy Entertainment. It's going to have the show, the entertainment portion, the public speaking portion, the mahjong instruction, the line dance portion, right? Like I have all these connections. I need to become a hub for those folks. When folks are looking for whatever entertainment, then they come through Who is Big Sexy Entertainment. And like you said, I take a percentage. Whatever booking I get for you, I handle that. I set that up for you. We have a discussion what you're available for, what you're not available for, and make those arrangements. I love doing that kind of. I love being a connector. On top of improviser and being a talent, I love connecting people who do shit and then end up working together. I love that. Yeah. People have a successful relationship because of me. I love being an entertainment matchmaker. You know what I mean? Matchmaker, make me a match. Show me somebody who can throw up a ball and catch it in their mouth, whatever.
That's not where I thought that was going, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I subvert expectations is what I'm really, really good at. Yeah. I'll tell you, being here in Playa has been very productive, and I really tapped into a lot of my creative endeavors and the endeavors of things that I really, really want to work on and build, that I've talked about wanting to work on and build. But there's so many other people working on shit here and building shit here and in that coaching space and in that speaking space and in that event space that I can glean a lot of information and put that shit into practice now. And now is the time, right? So that before we leave here, if I have everything up and running and going smoothly, you can definitely transfer that to Spain or wherever I am in the world, and I already have the infrastructure built to just do it. Like I imagine going back to Spain where I already have the improv community, and going back like, no, here are my set improv. Yes, I'm coming back to perform. Have these shows in and have it all set up and ready to go.
You gotta. Oh man, this has just got this has got the wheels just turning in my head right now. So you get the big sexy entertainment cards for you with the layout and everything like that, and then what you do, we've got to find, and I think I've got a plan for how to do it. We've got to find a resort that needs additional entertainment and set it up so that literally like 2 nights a week, you're doing a show at like 7 o'clock. I'm doing my show at 9 o'clock. And obviously they're paying us to do both of these shows. And whether it's an improv show, so you get part of this group in there to do it, or whether or it's like super interactive to the point where you have members of the audience come up and you're literally creating an improv troupe in the moment. So the rest of the audience is watching it. A handful of people that want to be involved in it, 3-4 people plus you are doing it. But I would be interested, depending on how those resorts are stationed, where we do like a promo week, a promotional week where I'm coming down. The only investment that I want and need from the resort is that they pay me whatever my flight's going to cost.
Right. And room and board.
And the understanding it. Well, hold on. I'll just crash with you because I don't want to be hopping around to different resorts. The key isn't like there's money to be made here, and this isn't the long game. But you're paying to fly me down and back, and that's the only money I want from you. So like $600 or whatever it is, and I will do this show. You've got to promote it. Obviously, you want to because you're a resort. You've got all these guests, and say, hey,
right.
Thursday night, 8 p.m. hypnosis show with Judgmentalist. But the kicker is we get 5 different resorts to do this on back-to-back nights.
Right.
So I'm not making a ton of money because each of them's paying me like $600, whatever the cost of the flight is. The first one that pays gets me to break even.
Right.
Every subsequent one that pays the same amount of money, I keep half of it. I pay you half of it for rent. The rent just goes up.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is you're demoing this show. I'm going to come and do this show super cheap, but we need to have a conversation about me coming down here to do it more frequently where you pay me real money.
Right. Yeah. I love that idea. Oh, we're definitely going to have to put that in motion.
Yeah.
I'll have more information on like that aspect here in Playa come Monday, when I have this discussion with the guy who has done speeches and promotions already here with other resorts and stuff like that. So when I tap in that market, we're definitely going to have those conversations. Yeah. And again, depending on how fast this stuff moves, shit, we might end up having something booked and ready to go at the beginning of the year that helps fund the cruise in April.
I would not be opposed to going to that part of the world when it's cold where I am.
Right. Right. Yeah, you may want to, I don't know what you have planned for New Year's, but you may want to take a vacation down to Playa del Carmen for New Year's.
Let me
our godsons are coming down to Cancun, right? Or you can do Cancun and we all can get together in Cancun and do New Year's in Cancun. Sounds like an amazing trip. Cancun's a 45-minute drive up the coast for us. Or down the coast. I don't know where Cancun is in relation to us.
New Year's could theoretically work depending on something I may be modifying something about January and my kids because of some conference stuff.
Gotcha.
But so depending on whether that happens or not, I may or may not be available New Year's.
You already did the magic or the hypnosis conference where you were a guest podcaster, right?
Correct. That was in Michigan, the second to last weekend of September.
How that next episode about how that went and how was the podcasting part of that? How did that feel? How did that go? I want to get into what that was, but we're already like we always do. We bring up some really interesting content of the last few minutes of the podcast.
Yeah, so pin that because it's definitely not only was it great, but it turned into something bigger that we can get into on the next episode.
Perfect. I'm going to write that down right now so I don't forget, because if I don't write it down, I 100% will forget.
And if you're antsy and you need to know before we tell you about it, go to my YouTube channel. And it's youtube.com/@psychic-ish. And you'll see what I've been doing over there.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you can, if you go back to episode 108, there's a link to his YouTube channel in that episode. Yeah.
Because I am literally like 80 subscribers away from being able to monetize on YouTube. And what that means, when you watch videos on my YouTube channel, just like any other YouTube channel, they throw in ads where they feel like throwing in ads.
Right.
The difference between me being monetized and not being monetized to you, the end user, the watcher, is nothing. They're going to play those ads even when I'm monetized. The difference is they're going to give me like 60% of the ad revenue. So
what I recommend doing, if you're hearing this right now, go over to YouTube, look up Psychic-ish, all one word, Psychic-ish, and subscribe to that channel. I'm actually going to put this bit in the trailer for this episode. Unfortunately, 108 didn't have a trailer like the other episodes have had because it took us so fucking long to get that put together. I didn't have time to edit the trailer and put that in the episode. But this one will 100% have a trailer attached to it. I'm actually writing down the timestamp right now, so I know where to pull it, so that I put this in the trailer. And if you're hearing this moment right now, go to the YouTube, look up Psychic-ish, subscribe to that channel. Let's get Judgmentalist over the 80 people that he needs so that he can monetize his YouTube channel.
And tell a friend, and if you're one of those people that has two accounts, subscribe on both. You know what I mean? It's growing slowly, but hey, let's get it to the finish line here.
The good news is I have a bunch of accounts, so you're about to get a bunch of subscribers when I get off of here.
Sweet. I like it.
And then swing on over to just search for Big Sexy Digital Nomad. And if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe there as well. Every episode goes up on our YouTube channel, including the bonus episode. Well, no, it's not true. Every regular episode goes up on the YouTube channel. The video of it goes up on the YouTube channel. All the bonus episodes are on our Patreon. So you got to go over to bullwiththebutthole.com and subscribe there. You do have to be a paid member of bullwiththebutthole.com in order to get access to the videos. You do have to be a paid member if you want the bonus videos. Any of the interview videos that I do, any bonus content, you'd have to be a paid member, but it's as low as $1 a month. So you can subscribe over there. We appreciate that. The beginning of every episode, you may have heard, I have a recording of all of our Patreon members. I look forward to redoing that because we have new ones. So going on over to bullwiththebutthole.com, subscribe, and we would appreciate that as well. Yeah, and send us an email at bigsexynomad@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Want to hear some travel stories, want to hear some, if you have any experience fucking around with scammers, we want to hear those stories as well. So shoot us a message. You want to hear all that kind of stuff, don't hesitate to reach out and talk. We'd love to hear you at bigsexynomad@gmail.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, kids. Well, we appreciate y'all. Stay tuned. Episode 110 is next, and that's amazing to me that we're already at 110.
Yeah.
But take care. And in the meantime,
Safe
travels. Yeah. Stay in sex.